Squares and square roots. Learning intention. Evaluate expressions with squares, cubes, and square roots using the correct order of operations, including worded parts like half and twice. Success criteria. I can. Find squares or cubes and square roots without a calculator. Use indices or roots before multiplication and division, then addition and subtraction. Translate half of as divided by 2 and twice as multiplied by 2. Show steps clearly and give a single numeric answer. A short way of writing 3 times 3 is 3 with a little 2. So the big 3 is known as the base, and the little 2 up at the top right hand corner of the 3 or the base is known as the power or the index. So 3 times 3 can be rewritten as 3 squared, or 3 to the power of 2. So again, a short way of writing 3 times 3 is 3 squared. It is pronounced 3 squared, or 3 to the power of 2. The small 2 is called the index or the power. Similarly, 2 times 2 times 2 can be rewritten as 2 with a little 3, and we pronounce this as 2 cubed. So a base of 2, so a big number of 2, and a little 3 means 2 times 2 times 2. We call it 2 cubed, or we could say 2 to the power of 3. And then 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So 3 multiplied by itself 4 times can be rewritten as a big 3, so a base of 3, and a power of 4, so a little number 4. So this means 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So 3 multiplied by itself 4 times. And we call this 3 to the power of 4. So again, 2 by 2 by 2 is 2 cubed. We pronounce it 2 cubed. And 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 is 3 to the power of 4. We pronounce it 3 to the power of 4. Don't get mixed up and think this means 3 multiplied by 4. It does not mean 3 multiplied by 4. It means 3 multiplied by itself 4 times. And likewise, this does not mean 2 multiplied by 3. It means 2 multiplied by itself 3 times. The number 3 to the power of 4 is said to be written in index form. Remember, 3 to the power of 4 is 3 multiplied by itself 4 times. So it's not 3 times 4, it's 3 multiplied by itself 4 times. And a couple more examples. 4 by 4 by 4 by 4 by 4, which is 4 multiplied by itself 5 times. And we have the red numbers underneath just to count how many times. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 4s altogether. So it's 4 multiplied by itself 5 times. So we say this is 4 to the power of 5, or we have a big 4, which is the base of 4, and the power or the index 5. So it does not mean 4 multiplied by 5, it means 4 multiplied by itself 5 times. And one more example, 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 times 7. We can see there's 6 of them. That's why we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's just counting how many 7s there are. So it's 7 multiplied by itself 6 times. So it gives us 7 to the power of 6. So it's 7 multiplied by itself 6 times. So don't get mixed up and think that 4 to the power of 5 means 4 multiplied by 5. It does not mean that. That's really important, and that's somewhere that people can trip up with these questions. 4 to the power of 5 means 4 multiplied by itself 5 times. So 4 to the power of 5 means 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. And 7 to the power of 6 means 7 multiplied by itself 6 times. So it means 7 by 7 by 7 by 7 by 7 by 7. Example 1. Find the value of each of the following. Part 1, 4 to the power of 3. Part 2, 4 squared minus 3 squared. Part 3, 3 multiplied by 4 squared. And part 4, half of 8 squared. So part 1, 4 to the power of 3 or 4 cubed. Well, 4 cubed means 4 times 4 times 4, which gives us 64. Part 2, we want to work out 4 squared minus 3 squared. Well, 4 squared is 4 times 4. We bring down the minus. And then 3 squared means 3 times 3. Now notice that I've put brackets around them. This is because if we just wrote the minus here, and then 3, and then multiplied by positive 3, we would end up sticking the minus onto the 3. So we just have to be careful that we don't apply the minus where it's not meant to go. So then 4 times 4 is 16. We bring down the minus, and 3 times 3 is 9. And then 16 take away 9 is 7. Part 3. 3 times 4 squared. So we bring down the 3 and the multiplication symbol, and then 4 squared we can rewrite as 4 times 4. Then we bring down the 3 and the multiplication symbol, and 4 times 4 is 16. And then 3 times 16 is 48. Part 4. We want to find the value of half of 8 squared. So this means half of 8 times 8, because 8 squared means 8 multiplied by itself. So 8 times 8 is 64, so we want to get half of 64, which is 32. The square root. Square root of 16 is read as the square root of 16. So this symbol here is our square root symbol. So to find the square root of 16, we look for the number which, when multiplied by itself, gives 16. This number is 4, i.e. the square root of 16 is equal to 4, because 4 times 4 is 16. So the square root of 1 is equal to 1, because 1 squared is 1 times 1, which is 1. Likewise, the square root of 4 is equal to 2, because 2 squared is 2 times 2, which is 4. The square root of 9 is equal to 3, because 3 squared is 3 times 3, which is equal to 9. And the square root of 16 is 4, because 4 squared is equal to 4 times 4, which is equal to 16, and so on. So look for the square root button to find the square root of a number on your calculator. So for example, if you key in square root 289, you key in the square root button, then 2, then 8, then 9, and then equals, and you should get an answer of 17. And this is because 17 times 17, or 17 squared, is 289. So because 17 squared is equal to 17 times 17, which is 289. Example 2. Find the value of each of these. Part 1, the square root of 64 plus 2 cubed. And part 2, 3 times 2 squared plus twice the square root of 81. So part 1, the square root of 64 plus 2 cubed. Well, the square root of 64 is 8, because 8 times 8 is 64. So 8 squared is 64, so the square root of 64 is 8. And then 2 cubed is 2 times 2 times 2. So we bring down the equals, we bring down the 8 and the plus, and then 2 by 2 by 2 is 8. And then 8 plus 8 is 16. And then part 2, we want to work out the value of 3 times 2 squared plus twice the square root of 81. So we bring down the equals and the 3 and the multiply. And then we're going to rewrite 2 squared as 2 times 2. We bring down the plus and the twice, and the square root of 81 is going to be 9, because 9 times 9 is 81, or 9 squared is 81. So then we bring down the equals and the 3 and the multiply, and 2 times 2 gives us 4. We bring down the plus, and twice 9 means 2 times 9, which is 18. So twice 9 is 18. So then we're going to multiply. 3 times 4 is 12, and we bring down the plus 18. And then 12 plus 18 is 30.